My precious child, listen carefully. Something you never expected is here now. Yes, right now. Not tomorrow. Not next month. Not when you feel ready. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is a divine interruption. Archangel Michael is standing at the edge of your delay, and he is saying, "Open quickly or miss it forever." You were not supposed to find this message by accident. You were guided. Out of millions of voices, this one reached you. That alone should shake your spirit, because what is here now was hidden from you for a reason. There are moments in life that look ordinary but carry eternal weight, and this is one of them. You thought today would be normal. You thought you would scroll, watch and move on. But heaven has marked this hour differently. There is a door in front of you. It does not look dramatic. It does not glow. It does not make noise. But it is open. And if you hesitate, if you doubt, if you delay because of fear or pride, it will close. Archangel Michael is not whispering this casually. He is speaking with urgency because the spiritual atmosphere around you has shifted. What used to block you has weakened. What used to confuse you has been exposed. What used to delay you has lost permission. But you must respond. There is a divine exchange happening. Something is being removed, and something greater is trying to enter. Yet heaven will never force your hand. You must open. And here is the part you did not expect. The opportunity is disguised as something small. It may look like a conversation. It may look like a sudden idea. It may look like an invitation. It may look like a correction. But hidden inside it is acceleration. Michael is standing as a guardian at this threshold, not to block you, but to guard what is trying to reach you. Because not everyone around you is meant to recognize this moment. Some would laugh. Some would doubt. Some would discourage. That is why this message came privately to your spirit. You have been praying for change. You have been asking for clarity. You have been crying silently when no one understood your frustration. But haven't heard everywhere. But the answer is not coming the way you imagined. You expected fireworks. You expected a dramatic breakthrough. You expected a loud sign. Instead, you are being given a quiet door. And quiet doors require quick obedience. Michael says this is a test of discernment. Many people miss divine timing because they wait for something bigger. They ignore the small opening because it feels too simple. But what if the simplicity is the sign? Right now, something is aligning behind the scenes. Conversations are being arranged. Decisions are being influenced. Hearts are being softened. Paths are being cleared. And you are standing at the center of it, unaware of how close you are. This is why the warning is strong. Open quickly or miss it forever. Some doors return. This one will not. It is connected to a season. And seasons move whether you act or not. If you delay, the opportunity will not chase you. It will move to someone who is ready. That is not punishment. That is alignment. You have been prepared more than you realize. The struggles you faced were not random attacks. They were training. The disappointments were not rejection. They were refinement. Michael has been fighting battles you could not see, blocking dangers you never knew existed, redirecting things that would have destroyed your peace. And now, after all that protection, you are being invited forward. But fear is whispering, "What if I am wrong? What if I fail? What if this is not from God?" Listen carefully. Fear always speaks loudest right before breakthrough. The enemy of your destiny does not panic when you are stuck. It panics when you are about to move. At sudden hesitation you feel. That is resistance. Not from heaven, but from what knows it is losing access to you. Michael is saying, do not analyze this moment to death. Do not overthink the door. If it carries peace in your spirit, even if it feels unfamiliar, open it. Because here is the deeper truth: this opportunity is not just about you. It is connected to someone else's freedom. When you step through this door, chains break for more than one person. Your obedience creates a ripple effect. Your courage unlocks provision. Your yes releases acceleration. That is why the timing is urgent. You asked for elevation. Elevation requires movement. You asked for clarity. Clarity requires action. You asked for confirmation. This is it. Michael's sword is not drawn in warning against you. It is drawn against delay. He is cutting through confusion. He is cutting through distraction. He is cutting through procrastination. But he cannot choose for you. The next 24 hours around you are sensitive. Pay attention to repeated words. Pay attention to sudden openings. Pay attention to unusual peace. Do not dismiss what feels small. Heaven often hides miracles inside ordinary moments, so only the discerning will recognize them. And there is something else you must understand: you always missed this already. Yes, the opportunity brushed past you once before. You ignored it. You delayed it. You doubted it. But mercy has brought it back one final time. This is not pressure. This is privilege. Very few people get a second alignment window. You are being trusted with one. So when the call comes, answer. When the idea returns, act. When the door opens, step through. Do not wait for applause. Do not wait for approval. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Perfection is not required. Obedience is. Michael says the blessing attached to this door carries long-term impact. It will not just change a moment. It will shift a direction. Years from now, you will look back at this exact time and realize that with the turning point, but only if you open. Something you never expected is here now, and heaven is watching your response. Are you ready to receive what you prayed for, even if it arrives differently than you imagined? Beloved soul, what I am about to reveal will challenge the way you see your current situation. You thought this was just about an opportunity. You thought this was about a decision, a door, a moment. But this is deeper. This is about access. There are spiritual doors, and then there are destiny gates. What stands before you now is not a small improvement. It is a gateway that changes the direction of your path. Archangel Michael is not speaking with urgency without reason. He sees what you cannot see. He sees the narrow window of alignment hovering over your life. He sees how close you are to stepping into a higher level of influence, stability, and peace. And he also sees the subtle traps that could cause you to hesitate. There is a pattern that has followed you for years. Whenever something big approaches your life, confusion enters first. Doubt grows louder. Old memories resurface. You start questioning your worth. You begin to overthink. And slowly, you pull back. This time must be different. Michael says the cycle ends here. The delay that has defined your past seasons cannot follow you into this next one. The reason this opportunity feels unexpected is because you were not supposed to control it. Heaven arranged it beyond your planning. That is why it feels sudden. Something you never expected is here now because it bypassed your logic and came straight from divine orchestration. There is a shift happening in your environment. People who once overlooked you are starting to notice. Conversations that once stalled are moving again. Ideas that once felt distant are becoming practical. It may look small from the outside, but spiritually it is massive. The door requires one thing from you: decisiveness. You have spent too long waiting for guarantees. But destiny does not come with contracts. It comes with trust. And Michael is guarding this moment because it carries generational impact. What you decide now will not only affect you, it will influence those connected to you. You have been praying for financial relief. You have been praying for emotional stability. You have been praying for clarity in relationships. What if this single door touches all three areas at once? That is why the enemy whispers, "Not now." That is why distractions suddenly increase. That is why small problems try to look bigger than they are. It is an attempt to pull your focus away from what truly matters. Focus is your weapon in this hour. Michael is cutting through interference, but you must hold your position. Do not let temporary emotions cancel permanent blessings. Do not let fear of the unknown rob you of what you asked heaven to send. And understand this clearly: if you ignore this moment, it will not return in the same form. Destiny is patient, but timing is precise. You may be wondering, how do I know this is real? How do I know this is not just my imagination? The confirmation is the urgency in your spirit. The confirmation is the unusual pull you feel right now. The confirmation is that this message found you at the exact time you were questioning your next move. That is not coincidence. That is coordination. Archangel Michael stands as a protector of divine assignments. When he speaks of opening quickly, it is because he knows delay invites interference. He knows that hesitation creates space for doubt to grow roots. You are not under attack. You are under transition. And transitions feel uncomfortable because they require leaving something behind. There is a mindset you must release. There is a habit you must outgrow. There is a comfort zone you must step beyond. This is your moment to prove to yourself that you are ready. If this message is stirring something inside you, do not keep it to yourself. Like this video so the signal spreads. Share it with someone who needs confirmation. Comment what you are believing for. Subscribe and become part of this growing army of faith. When you engage, you are not just supporting a channel, you are amplifying a message that reaches souls across the world. And there is more unfolding in this revelation that you cannot afford to miss. Because what is coming next will expose why this opportunity appeared suddenly and who has been watching your progress quietly from a distance. The story is bigger than you think. You are standing at the edge of a defining chapter. And what happens in the next moments of your obedience will echo far beyond this week. Hold your focus. Guard your peace. Prepare your spirit. The door is still open, but it will not wait forever. Chosen one, there is something unfolding behind the curtain that you have not yet seen, and it is directly connected to why this moment feels so urgent. You thought this was only about stepping into something new. But what you did not realize is that someone has been observing your growth in silence. Not to harm you, not to compete with you, but to evaluate your readiness. There are decisions being made in rooms you have never entered. There are conversations happening about your name that you did not initiate. And the reason this door is open now is because the evaluation period is ending. Archangel Michael stands not only as a warrior, but as a witness. He has watched you endure seasons where you were overlooked. He has seen the nights you questioned your value. He has stood guard while you were being shaped through rejection and delay. And now he is saying the preparation phase is complete. This is not a random blessing. This is a response to unseen endurance. There was a time when you were not ready for what is here now. If it had arrived earlier, it would have overwhelmed you. it would have exposed weaknesses that were still being refined. But now, something inside you has matured. Your patience has deepened. Your discernment has sharpened. Your emotional reactions are not what they used to be. Heaven does not release doors without development. The reason this feels unexpected is because the final approval did not come from people. It came from the spiritual realm. Michael's presence in this message is confirmation that protection surrounds this opportunity. Your attempts to divert it. There were moments when it almost shifted toward someone else, but your persistence kept your name in consideration. You must understand how close this was to passing you by. One wrong reaction, one bitter response, one impulsive decision could have disqualified you. But you chose growth instead of revenge. You chose silence instead of unnecessary conflict. You chose faith instead of surrendering to frustration. That choice preserved your access. Now something significant is aligning quickly. You may notice increased activity around you. More messages. More invitations. More responsibilities. Do not interpret this as pressure. It is positioning. There is also a truth you must face with courage. Not everyone who walked with you into this season will walk with you beyond it. Elevation reveals alignment. Some people were assigned to your struggle, but not to your success. That realization may sting, but it will also set you free. Archangel Michael is clearing space around you. He is separating distraction from destiny. He is cutting invisible cords that once drained your focus. You may feel certain relationships growing distant. You may sense conversations losing depth. Do not panic. This is part of the opening process. When a new door opens, old attachments must loosen. And here is the deeper revelation. This opportunity carries influence. It is not just about provision or stability. It is about impact. Your voice will matter in places it once did not. Your presence will carry weight. Your insight will be requested. That is why the testing was intense. Influence without character destroys. Influence with refinement builds. You have been refined. But there is still a final step. You must declare internally that you are ready. Heaven responds to agreement. If you keep doubting your worth, you create internal resistance. If you keep replaying past failures, you weaken your confidence. Michael says align your words with your assignment. Speak readiness. Speak courage. Speak acceptance of what is being handed to you. Because something you never expected is here now, and it is connected to a long-term shift. In the coming days, clarity will increase. You will notice signs confirming this message. Patterns will break. Unexpected support will appear. And when it does, do not shrink back. Step fully into it. This is your confirmation that the door is real. The timing is real. The urgency is real. Type "I open the door" in the comments if your spirit recognizes this moment. Blessing code 739 is being released over those who respond in faith. And as this revelation settles into your heart, understand something powerful. When you sow into a message that unlocks destiny, you are not funding a platform. You are fueling a movement of light. The same way a door has opened for you, your giving can open doors for someone else who is still trapped in confusion. Scripture declares, "Give, and it shall be given unto you." And this is not ancient history. It is a living promise speaking directly to you now. I feel led to say this clearly. When you choose to support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are placing seed into fertile ground. You are helping Archangel Michael's message of courage and obedience reach hearts across nations. This is not charity. This is alignment. The harvest attached to obedience flows back into the life of the sower. As you release your seed, heaven records your response. As you act quickly, just as you were instructed to open quickly, divine acceleration meets you. Let your giving mirror your obedience. Let your action echo your faith. Step into this prophetic moment and support the spreading of God's word now. Should I continue revealing what unfolds as this door fully opens? Faithful one, as this door begins to open wider, you must prepare yourself for the shift in atmosphere that follows obedience. The moment you internally said yes, something moved in the unseen realm. You may not have heard it. You may not have felt a dramatic sensation. But alignment creates motion, and motion creates reaction. Archangel Michael is not only guarding me entrance to this new chapter, he is escorting you through it. That means you will not walk into unfamiliar territory alone. But understand this clearly, protection does not remove process. It ensures you survive it. As the door opens, expect clarity, but also exposure. Light does not only reveal opportunity, it reveals what cannot go with you. Old thought patterns will suddenly feel uncomfortable. Certain environments will feel smaller than they used to. Conversations that once satisfied you may now feel empty. This is not confusion. This is expansion. You are stretching beyond your previous capacity. And growth often feels like tension before it feels like victory. There is something important happening in your identity. For years, you defined yourself by what you lacked. You measured your value by who ignored you. You questioned your ability because of one or two failures. But this door is not responding to who you were. It is responding to who you have become. Michael says your name has been spoken in places your insecurity could not imagine. There are people who see potential in you that you have not yet fully accepted in yourself. That is why humility must remain, but false modesty must leave. You are not stepping into pride. You are stepping into responsibility. And responsibility requires confidence. You will begin to know subtle confirmations. A repeated phrase. An unexpected compliment. A sudden idea that solves an old problem. These are not random details. They are markers along your path, reminding you that you are aligned. But here is where many lose momentum. When the first wave of excitement fades, doubt tries to return. It whispers, "Was that really for you?" It says, "Maybe you misunderstood." It tries to convince you that you imagined the shift. This is where spiritual maturity speaks louder than emotion. Archangel Michael is cutting through that whisper even now. He is reminding you that obedience is not validated by feelings. It is validated by fruit. Watch the fruit. Watch what begins to move. Watch what begins to respond to your action. Something that was stagnant will begin to flow. You may also feel a strange mixture of anticipation and nervousness. That is normal. New levels bring new expectations. But do not confuse nervousness with unworthiness. It simply means you understand the weight of what you are carrying, and you are capable of carrying it. There is also a divine strategy unfolding. The opportunity in front of you is layered. The first step may look simple, but behind it is access to deeper rooms. One conversation leads to another. One commitment opens into a broader assignment. That is why the instruction was clear. Open quickly. Delay would have complicated the sequence. But because you responded, timing is aligning in your favor. Still, remain alert. Do not rush ahead of guidance. Michael is not only a warrior, he is a commander. Move with wisdom. Seek clarity when needed. Listen more than you speak in these early stages. You are gathering insight for what is ahead. And do not underestimate the power of silence. You do not need to announce every step. Not everyone needs to understand your transition. Some will question it because they cannot see what you see. Others may try to project their fear onto your faith. Guard your momentum. There will also be a moment of testing very soon. A small challenge designed to measure your consistency. It will not be dramatic. It will not be destructive. But it will ask you, are you serious about this new level? Answer it with stability. Michael is ensuring that nothing destructive crosses your path. But discipline is still required from you. Wake up with intention. Act with integrity. Follow through on commitments. Excellence will become your signature. And here is something that may surprise you. As you step forward, peace will increase. Not because everything becomes easy, but because alignment produces internal calm. The confusion that once clouded your thoughts will begin to lift. Decisions will feel clearer. Direction will feel stronger. This is how you will know you chose correctly. Something you never expected is here now, and it is not fragile. It is firm. It is established. It is meant for you. But the door you opened is only the beginning. Beyond it is a corridor of preparation that leads to a room of influence. And what waits in that room will redefine how you see yourself forever. Are you ready to hear what that influence will look like when it fully manifests? Brave heart, what waits in that room of influence is not applause. It is assignment. You may have imagined that once this door opened, life would suddenly feel lighter, easier, more comfortable. But what is ahead is not comfort. It is calling. And calling carries weight. Archangel Michael is walking ahead of you into this new space, not to intimidate you, but to remind you that authority comes with accountability. The influence approaching your life is not accidental. It has been measured. It hath been tested. And now it is being entrusted. You are stepping into a season where your words will carry consequence. What you say will shape outcomes. What you decide will open or close paths for others. That is why your preparation was so intense. Heaven does not place weight on unprepared shoulders. This influence may appear in different forms. It can be leadership in your workplace. It could be spiritual responsibility in your family. It could be creative authority that reaches more people than you expected. It may even be financial stewardship that allows you to bless others in ways you once prayed for. But here is the truth you must embrace. Influence will stretch you before it stabilizes you. There will be moments when you feel exposed. Not in a negative way, but in a revealing way. Your strengths will be visible. Your weaknesses will also try to surface. And in those moments, remember that refinement does not stop at elevation. Michael says humility must remain your foundation. The same posture that brought you through hidden seasons must stay with you in visible ones. Pride is subtle. It creeps in quietly. But you are being warned now so you can guard against it. Stay teachable. Even as doors open, continue learning. Even as people seek your guidance, seek wisdom yourself. The higher you go, the deeper your roots must grow. There is something else unfolding that you need to understand. As your influence increases, so will your discernment. You will begin to sense motives more clearly. You will recognize sincerity and manipulation faster. This is not paranoia. It is protection. Archangel Michael sharpens spiritual awareness in those who carry responsibility. Do not ignore subtle warnings. If something feels misaligned, pause. If a partnership feels rushed, wait. If a decision feels pressured, breathe. Influence does not require desperation. What is meant for you will respect divine timing. At the same time, Do not let suspicion isolate you. Not everyone approaching you has hidden intentions. Some are divinely assigned helpers. Some are sent to strengthen your vision. Ask for clarity, and it will come. And now, let us speak about the internal shift that will define this season. Your identity must catch up with your assignment. For years, you saw yourself as the overlooked one, a waiting one, a struggling one. But that narrative cannot survive where you are going. You are becoming the builder, the guide, the stabilizer. Say it within yourself. I am ready to carry what I prayed for. Because here is the revelation that may shock you. The opportunity that seemed external is actually a mirror. It is revealing who you truly are. It is exposing potential that was hidden under doubt. Michael says this is not about becoming someone new. It is about uncovering who you were always designed to be. But transformation attracts attention. Some will celebrate you genuinely. Others will watch from a distance, trying to understand how you shifted so quickly. Do not waste energy proving anything. Let fruit speak for you. Let consistency defend you. There may also be a test of endurance. Influence is not proven in one day. It is proven over time. Can you stay disciplined when excitement fades? Can you remain faithful when recognition slows? Can you continue building when results are gradual? This is where true authority is forged. And understand this clearly. The door you opened is not temporary. It is not a short-term blessing. It is a platform. What you build on it will determine how long it stands. Archangel Michael is not only guarding your entrance, he is guarding your legacy. That means the decisions you make now echo into the future. Choose integrity over speed. Choose wisdom over impulse. Choose long-term impact over short-term validation. Something you never expected is here now, and it carries generational consequence. You are not just stepping into a role. You are stepping into alignment with purpose. And very soon, a moment will come that confirms everything you are hearing right now. A sign that is so precise, so personal, that you will not be able to dismiss it as coincidence. When that confirmation appears, it will seal this season in your heart. The question is not whether the influence will manifest. It is whether you will fully embrace it when it does. Are you prepared to handle the confirmation that is closer than you think? Steadfast soul, the confirmation you have been waiting for is not arriving as noise. It is arriving as precision. There will be a moment, very soon, when something aligns so specifically with your private prayers that you will pause in silence. It may be a sentence spoken by someone who does not even know your struggle. It may be an opportunity presented in language that mirrors your exact request to heaven. It may be a door reopening that you assumed was permanently closed. When it happens, do not brush it aside. Archangel Michael is saying this confirmation is designed to remove your final layer of hesitation. You asked for a sign that was clear, undeniable, personal. And because you responded to the initial instruction to open quickly, clarity is now being released. But here is what you must understand about confirmation. It is not given to create dependence. It is given to strengthen conviction. After this sign appears, you will be expected to move with greater confidence. No more second-guessing. No more shrinking back into old patterns of doubt. This is a crossing point. The version of you who constantly questioned every step cannot survive in the territory you are entering. Influence requires inner stability. If you collapse internally every time pressure appears, you will sabotage the very thing you prayed for. Michael stands as a stabilizer in this hour. His presence represents courage to pray. And you are being invited to embody that same steadiness. There will also be an unexpected acceleration. Once confirmation comes, events may move faster than you anticipated. Conversations may quickly turn into commitments. Ideas may suddenly require implementation. Plans may shift from discussion to execution. Do not panic at the speed. Acceleration is not chaos when it is divinely ordered. It is momentum. You are not being rushed into confusion. You are being carried into alignment. Still, wisdom must guide you. Not every opportunity within the opportunity is meant for you. Discernment will be key. Just because multiple doors appear does not mean you must walk through all of them. Choose the ones that carry peace, not just excitement. And let us speak honestly about fear. Fear does not disappear simply because you receive confirmation. Sometimes it grows louder right before you act. It will whisper that you are not qualified enough. It will remind you of past mistakes. It will try to paint worst-case scenarios in your imagination. But fear is reacting to movement. Archangel Michael does not draw his sword when nothing is happening. He moves when destiny is active. The tension you feel is proof that something significant is in motion. Stand firm. There is also something practical you must embrace in this season: discipline. Spiritual alignment does not replace daily responsibility. Show up on time. Keep your promises. Prepare thoroughly. Respond with excellence. The door opened by heaven must be maintained by integrity. This is where many fail. They celebrate the opening but neglect the upheap. You will not make that mistake. You have been warned in advance. And as you step deeper into this chapter, share this message with someone who is also standing at a threshold. Like this video so it reaches beyond this moment. Comment what confirmation you are expecting. Subscribe and become part of this growing community of faith. When you engage, you are not simply interacting with content. You are strengthening a network of believers who refuse to miss their divine timing. There is still more unfolding, and what comes next may answer a question you have carried quietly for years. Because beneath this opportunity lies a deeper healing. Yes, healing. The door that opened is not only about influence or provision. It is about restoration. There is an old wound connected to rejection that has subtly shaped your decisions. You have played smaller at times to avoid being hurt again. You have hesitated to shine because visibility once brought criticism. But this new season is rewriting that narrative. You are not stepping into exposure to be wounded. You are stepping into visibility to be validated. The confirmation coming your way will touch that old scar and transform it into strength. Michael says what once embarrassed you will become part of your testimony. What once made you feel disqualified will become the evidence of your resilience. This is why the timing matters so much. If this door had opened before your healing began, you would have carried insecurity into influence. But now, healing and opportunity are intersecting. And when healing meets opportunity, transformation becomes unstoppable. Something you never expected is here now. And it is not only changing your future, it is redeeming your past. Prepare yourself. The confirmation is closer than you think. And when it arrives, you will know beyond doubt that heaven has spoken. Listening soul, the healing that is unfolding within you is the silent foundation of everything that is about to stand in your life. You may have thought the greatest miracle would be the opportunity itself. But the greater miracle is the restoration happening in your inner world. Because what is the use of an open door if the heart walking through it is still wounded? What is the value of influence if insecurity still controls your reactions? Archangel Michael has not only been guarding doors, he has been guarding your heart. There were moments in your past when rejection cut deeper than anyone realized. You smiled in public, but questioned yourself in private. You told others you were fine, but secretly wondered if you would always be overlooked. Those silent battles shaped how you approached new chances. You learned to protect yourself by expecting less. But this season refuses to allow you to shrink. The door that opened is not just inviting you forward. It is demanding that you let go of the version of yourself who believed you were not enough. That belief cannot cross this threshold. And here is the truth that may surprise you. The people who once underestimated you were not your enemies. They were instruments of refinement. Their doubt forced you to develop resilience. Their absence forced you to build independence. Your silence forced you to hear God more clearly. And now the same areas that once felt like weakness are becoming evidence of growth. Archangel Michael is saying that restoration is not about revenge. It is about revelation. You are not being elevated to prove anyone wrong. You are being elevated to reveal what was always placed inside you. This is why bitterness must not travel with you. If resentment lingers, it will poison your new environment. If you carry unresolved anger, it will distort your perception of genuine support. The healing taking place now is cleansing your vision so you can see eyes clearly. There are people entering your life who are assigned to strengthen you, not compete with you. They will not look exactly like you imagined. Some may come from unexpected backgrounds. Some may speak truths that challenge you. But they are not there to diminish you. They are there to sharpen you. Discernment will help you recognize them. You will also notice something shifting in how you respond to criticism. In the past, correction may have felt like attack. Now it will feel like refinement. And change alone proves how much you have grown. Michael stands as a guardian of maturity in this hour. His presence in your journey represents disciplined strength. He is not emotional in battle. He is strategic. And you are being invited into that same steadiness. There will soon be a moment where someone acknowledges your growth openly. It may be a mentor, a leader, a colleague, or even someone who once doubted you. When it happens, receive it without deflection. Do not minimize your progress. Do not laugh it off as nothing. You have earned this recognition through endurance. And as restoration deepens, your confidence will no longer feel forced. It will feel natural. You will speak with calm assurance. You will make decisions without endless second-guessing. You will carry yourself differently, not out of pride, but out of alignment. Something you never expected is here now, and it includes a restored self-image. But understand this carefully. Restoration does not erase responsibility. In fact, it increases it. Now that you see yourself clearly, you cannot hide behind insecurity anymore. Now that you know you are capable, excuses lose their power. There will be a defining test soon, one that touches the very area where you once felt rejected. It will look similar to a past disappointment, but this time the outcome will be different. Why? Because you are different. The healed version of you will respond with wisdom instead of fear. You will not overreact. You will not withdraw prematurely. You will stand firm. And that response will unlock even greater access. Archangel Michael is preparing you for sustained favor, not temporary relief. Sustained favor requires emotional strength. It requires consistency. It requires the ability to remain steady when praise increases and when pressure rises. You are being shaped into that person right now. Look back for a moment and see how far you have come. The things that once shattered you now barely shake you. The situations that once caused sleepless nights now produce strategic thinking. That is growth. Do not underestimate it. The opportunity in front of you is real. The influence is real. The healing is real. And what is about to happen next will connect all three in a way that confirms this season beyond doubt. Are you ready to understand why this timing was delayed for so long and why it could not have happened any earlier? Patient warrior, the reason this could not have happened earlier is about to become clear, and when you see it, you will thank God for every delay that once frustrated you. You asked why doors stayed closed. You questioned why certain opportunities slipped away. You wondered why recognition took so long. But what you could not see then is what you are beginning to understand now. Timing is protection. Archangel Michael does not guard doors randomly. When something is delayed under divine watch, it is not denial. It is preservation. There were elements in your life that were not yet stable. There were relationships around you that were not yet revealed. There were internal wounds that had not yet healed. If this door had opened earlier, you would have walked into it with unhealed expectations. You would have trusted people you should not have trusted. You would have made emotional decisions instead of strategic ones. A blessing might have turned into a burden. But now, you are different. Your discernment has matured. Your reactions have slowed. Your confidence no longer depends on constant validation. That growth required time, and heaven was not willing to rush what would carry long-term impact. Something you never expected is here now precisely because you are finally ready to sustain it. There were also unseen battles surrounding your name. Not dramatic attacks, but subtle resistance. Misunderstandings. Quiet opposition. Hidden motives. Archangel Michael has been clearing interference from your path. He has been rearranging circumstances so that when this opportunity arrived, it would come clean. You may never fully know what was blocked on your behalf. But one day, you will look back and realize that certain delays saved you from complications you were not equipped to handle at the time. This is why gratitude must replace frustration. The waiting season built endurance in you. It taught you how to function without constant affirmation. It strengthened your faith when evidence was minimal. It forced you to develop skills in private that are now being recognized in public. Delay was not empty. It was preparation. And now the acceleration feels different because it is stable. It is not chaotic. It is not overwhelming. It feels steady, even when it moves quickly. That steadiness is proof that the foundation has been laid correctly. Archangel Michael is saying this new chapter will not collapse under pressure because it was not built on impulse. It was built on refinement. But listen carefully. Just because the door is open does not mean complacency is allowed. You must remain alert. Growth is ongoing. There will still be lessons. There will still be adjustments. But the difference now is that you are not learning from a place of desperation. You are learning from a place of strength. There is also a prophetic alignment taking place around your influence. The people who are meant to collaborate with you are being positioned. The resources you need are being aligned. The ideas that will expand your reach are being formed. Do not underestimate the importance of obedience in small matters during this season. The small instructions will protect the big vision. The quiet disciplines will sustain the visible success. And here is something powerful. The very area where you waited the longest will produce the greatest testimony. What once seemed like your weakest point will become your strongest evidence of faithfulness. Archangel Michael is not only guarding your present, he is guarding your legacy. Because what is unfolding now is bigger than this moment. It will ripple into years ahead. It will influence decisions you have not even imagined yet. Type divine timing is perfect in the comments if you now see why the delay was necessary. Blessing code 8842 is being released over those who align their hearts with gratitude. And as you reflect on divine timing, understand this sacred truth. When you sow into a message that reveals God's perfect alignment, you participate in spreading that revelation to someone who is still trapped in frustration. The Word declares that those who sow generously will reap generously, and this is not theory, it is living promise. Your support through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description becomes a seed planted in fertile spiritual ground. I sense this clearly. Your giving in this hour is not financial transaction. It is prophetic agreement. As you honor the message, heaven honors your obedience. As you release seed, light multiplies across nations. Let your support become part of the testimony that doors opened at the right time. Act now. To boldly. Stand with this mission and watch how divine timing accelerates in your own life. The next revelation will show you how to protect this blessing from subtle sabotage. Are you prepared to guard what you have just received? Watchful soul, now that the door has opened and you understand why the delay was necessary, you must learn how to protect what has been placed in your hands. Every blessing attracts attention. Not all attention is harmful, but not all attention is healthy either. When something begins to flourish in your life, opinions increase. Advice multiplies. Expectations rise. And if you are not grounded, you can be pulled in too many directions at once. Archangel Michael stands not only as a warrior who opens doors, but as a guardian who teaches you how to defend them. Protection in this season will not look like isolation. It will look like discernment. You do not need to announce every victory. You do not need to explain every move. Silence will become one of your strongest shields. There is power in quiet progress. There is wisdom in allowing results to speak instead of premature celebration. The blessing you stepped into is still in its early stages. Like a seed that has just broken through the soil, it must be nurtured carefully. Too much exposure too quickly can strain fragile growth. That is why you feel a gentle caution in your spirit. That caution is not fear. It is guidance. There will be subtle tests designed to measure your focus. Distractions will appear dressed as opportunities. Some offers will look attractive but will pull energy away from your main assignment. Some conversations will attempt to draw you back into old patterns of comparison or competition. You must recognize these moments quickly. Archangel Michael is signaling that your greatest protection right now is clarity of purpose. If you know what you are building, you will not be tempted by every alternative path. If you are confident in your assignment, you will not be shaken by someone else's progress. Comparison is one of the quietest forms of sabotage. The moment you start measuring your journey against someone else's timeline, you weaken your gratitude. And gratitude is what keeps this door open. Remember how long you waited. Remember how much you grew. Do not allow envy to erode what patience built. There is also a need for healthy boundaries. As your influence expands, more people may seek your time and energy. While generosity is important, overextension is dangerous. You are not called to solve every problem. You are not assigned to rescue everyone. Michael's strength lies in precision. He fights the battles assigned to him, not every battle that exists. Learn from that. Choose wisely where you invest your energy. Another subtle sabotage to watch for is self-doubt disguised as humility. You may feel tempted to downplay your progress so others feel comfortable. You may minimize your achievements to avoid standing out. But shrinking yourself does not serve anyone. Confidence anchored in gratitude is not arrogance. It is stewardship. Guard your routines as well. The habits that sustained you in hidden seasons must not be abandoned in visible ones. Prayer, reflection, preparation, discipline. These are not optional extras. They are the pillars that support longevity. Something you never expected is here now, and it deserves careful attention. Protecting it does not mean living in suspicion. It means living with awareness. There will soon be a conversation that reveals someone's true intentions. It will not be dramatic. It will be subtle. Pay attention to tone, not just words. Pay attention to consistency, not just promises. Discernment is sharper now because you have matured. If something feels misaligned, trust that signal. At the same time, do not let one negative experience close your heart to genuine partnership. Not everyone who questions you is against you. Some are refining you. Learn to distinguish between correction and criticism. Archangel Michael is reminding you that strength is not loud. It is steady. You do not need to react quickly to prove power. Sometimes the strongest response is calm silence. As you guard this blessing, remember that protection also involves gratitude. Thankfulness keeps your heart soft. It reminds you that what you have was entrusted, not earned by force. Gratitude prevents entitlement from creeping in. And here is something encouraging. The more responsibly you handle this level, the more will be added. Protection precedes promotion. If you can guard this door wisely, greater access will follow. The season ahead is not about survival. It is about stewardship. What you protect today becomes the platform you stand on tomorrow. Are you ready to learn how to expand this blessing without losing balance? Focused one. Expansion without balance is how many lose what they prayed for, and that will not be your story. You have opened the door. You have embraced the healing. You have learned to protect what was entrusted to you. Now comes the next level, growth that does not destabilize you. Archangel Michael is not only a guardian of beginnings, he is a defender of structure. Expansion must be built on order. If growth outpaces discipline, pressure will crack the foundation. But if discipline grows with opportunity, increase becomes sustainable. Something you never expected is here now, and it is beginning to stretch beyond its original form. What started as a single opportunity may branch into multiple responsibilities. What began as a conversation may evolve into a platform. What appeared small may now demand larger vision. Do not be intimidated by this stretching. Stretching is a sign of capacity increasing. But hear this clearly. You must expand intentionally, not impulsively. Just because you can say yes does not mean you should say yes to everything. Balance is maintained by clarity. Return often to your core assignment. Ask yourself, what truly aligns with the reason this door opened in the first place? There will be moments when momentum feels exhilarating. Progress may come quickly. Recognition may grow. Results may multiply. In those moments, slow your spirit even if your schedule accelerates. Make decisions from peace, not from excitement. Archangel Michael operates with precision, not frenzy. You are called to do the same. There is also a financial dimension to this expansion. With greater opportunity often comes greater resource. Manage it wisely. Do not increase lifestyle at the same pace as increase in income. Build reserves. Strengthen foundations. Plan for longevity. Expansion that life's wisdom becomes fragile. And guard your time fiercely. As growth unfolds, more people will seek access to you. Some will genuinely value your insight. Others will be drawn to your rising influence. You must learn to differentiate between divine connections and draining attachments. Protecting your schedule is not selfish. It is strategic. Something else will test your balance: praise. When people begin affirming you more frequently, it can feel validating. And while appreciation is healthy, dependence on praise is dangerous. Do not build your emotional stability on public opinion. The same voices that celebrate can shift quickly. Root your confidence in purpose, not applause. At the same time, do not reject encouragement out of false humility. Receive affirmation with gratitude, but remain grounded in mission. As this expansion continues, I want you to engage actively with this message. Like this video if it resonates with your current season. Share it with someone who is stepping into unexpected growth. Comment what area of your life is expanding right now. Subscribe and stand with this channel as we continue releasing words that align hearts with divine timing. When you participate, you help carry this message further than you can see. And what is coming next in this revelation may be the key to sustaining your expansion for years to come. Because balance is not only external, it is internal. If your inner world becomes chaotic, your outer world will eventually reflect it. Guard your thought life. Do not let anxiety take root simply because responsibilities increase. When pressure rises, return to stillness. Reconnect with the reason you started. Archangel Michael symbolizes courage anchored in obedience. Courage is not reckless. It is steady underway. You are being shaped into someone who can carry more without collapsing. That requires rest as well as action. Schedule pauses. Protect a quiet time. Reflect regularly. Expansion without reflection leads to burnout. And there is one more subtle danger to watch for. Isolation disguised as focus. As you grow, you may feel tempted to withdraw completely to protect your vision. While discernment is essential, complete isolation weakens perspective. Stay connected to wise counsel. Stay accountable. Stay teachable. Something you never expected is here now, and it is turning into something larger than you imagined. But it will only remain a blessing if you steward it with wisdom. The next step is not just about sustaining growth. It is about multiplying impact in a way that uplifts you. Are you prepared to step into influence that reaches beyond your immediate circle and shapes lives you may never personally meet? Awakened vessel, what you are stepping into now is no longer contained to your immediate surroundings. The influence that began as a personal breakthrough is expanding into something that will touch lives you may never physically encounter. This is where purpose matures into legacy. You once prayed for relief. Then you prayed for opportunity. Now heaven is inviting you to think generationally. The door you opened was not only about improving your situation. It was about positioning you as a bridge for others. Archangel Michael stands at this level not only as protector, but as commander of alignment. He does not guard small visions. He guards assignments that ripple outward. And your life is beginning to ripple. There will be people who find courage because of your obedience. There will be individuals who take risks because they saw you step forward. There will be families indirectly impacted by decisions you make with integrity. You may never see all the results, but that does not make them any less real. Something you never expected is here now, and it carries influence beyond visibility. Some of the impact will be silent. A word you speak in wisdom may prevent someone from quitting. A boundary you model may teach someone self-respect. A disciplined choice you make may inspire unseen observers. This is how legacy begins. Not with grand announcements, but with consistent character. However, greater reach also requires deeper surrender. You cannot control how everyone responds to your growth. Some will misunderstand you. Some may misinterpret your motives. As your influence widens, so will the range of opinions about you. Archangel Michael reminds you that clarity of assignment must outweigh the noise of perception. Stay anchored. When criticism comes, evaluate it calmly. If there is truth in it, refine yourself. If there is distortion in it, release it. Do not become reactive. The higher you rise in responsibility, the more tempting it becomes to defend yourself publicly. But strength often looks like restraint. Not every accusation deserves your energy. Not every misunderstanding requires explanation. Your consistency will defend you over time. There will also be divine connections forming across distances. You may receive messages from people in places you have never visited. You may realize that your words are reaching beyond your local environment. Do not underestimate digital influence, creative influence, or quiet leadership. Impact is not limited by geography. This is why integrity matters even when you think no one is watching. Someone is always watching. Archangel Michael is preparing you for multiplied responsibility, not multiplied ego. Influence must never replace humility. The moment you believe the expansion is solely your achievement, cracks begin to form. Remember the delays. Remember the refinement. Remember the protection you did not see. Gratitude will keep your heart aligned. There is also a call to mentorship in your future. You may be positioned to guide someone who is walking through a season you already survived. Do not withhold wisdom out of fear that they may surpass you. True legacy celebrates growth in others. What you release into someone else's life will return to you in unexpected ways. But legacy also demands sacrifice. There will be moments when convenience must bow to calling. When you would rather rest but someone needs encouragement. When you would rather stay silent but truth requires a voice. This is not about exhaustion. It is about intentional availability. Something you never expected is here now, and it is shaping you into a pillar. Pillars are not flashy. They are foundational. They hold weight quietly. They support structures without demanding constant recognition. You are becoming that kind of strength. Yet before the season fully stabilizes, there will be one final internal adjustment. A subtle surrender of control. You will realize that the more influence you carry, the less you can rely on personal impulse. Decisions must be filtered through purpose, not mood. Archangel Michael's discipline becomes your model. Stand firm. Think long-term. Act with foresight. Because what comes next is not just confirmation or expansion. It is commissioning. Are you ready to accept the full weight of the assignment that has been building since the moment you first chose to open that unexpected door? Anointed one, this is the moment where everything converges. The door, the delay, the healing, the protection, the expansion. None of it was random. None of it was wasted. It has all been leading to this commissioning. Something you never expected is here now, and it is no longer just an opportunity. It is a mantle of responsibility. It is a sacred trust placed upon your life, and you are not being asked whether you feel ready. You are being told that you are prepared. Archangel Michael stands beside this commissioning not as a distant observer, but as a witness to your endurance. He has seen the nights when you almost gave up. He has seen the tears you never explained. He has seen the quiet obedience when no applause followed. This is why you were chosen for this assignment. Commissioning is different from opportunity. Opportunity invites you to step forward. Commissioning sends you with authority. It marks you as someone entrusted with impact. There will be a shift in how you see yourself after this. No longer the one waiting to be selected. No longer the one hoping for a break. You are now the one entrusted to act. This assignment will require courage in moments where silence feels easier. It will require consistency when motivation fluctuates. It will require faith when visible evidence is limited. But you are not stepping into this alone. Archangel Michael symbolizes divine strength and motion. His presence in your journey is a reminder that protection surrounds purpose. When resistance rises, you will not crumble. When challenges appear, you will not retreat. You have been tempered by delay and strengthened by healing. Now comes execution. There will be people who look to you for direction. Some will never say it directly, but they will draw confidence from your steadiness. Do not underestimate how much your composure matters. In uncertain environments, calm leadership becomes a refuge. And remember this: commissioning does not mean perfection. You will still learn. You will still refine. But you will not shrink. Something you never expected is here now because you have grown into someone who can carry it without losing your soul. Guard your integrity fiercely. Guard your time intentionally. Guard your heart humbly. These three will sustain you longer than talent ever could. There may be moments when the weight feels heavy. In those times, return to the memory of this confirmation. Remember how precisely everything aligned. Remember how delays made sense in hindsight. Remember how healing met opportunity at the perfect intersection. That memory will steady you. And now, as this commissioning settles over your life, I want you to seal it with faith. Type "I accept the assignment" in the comments if you receive this calling. Blessing code 9901 is now activated over those who step forward boldly. As you accept this assignment, understand that this message reaching you was not accidental. It is part of a greater mission to awaken, strengthen, and commission souls across the world. When you choose to support this work through Super Thanks, by joining membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding content, you are fueling calling. Scripture declares, "Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed." And this is that moment speaking directly to you. I hear this clearly in my spirit. As you step into your assignment, you are invited to sow into the assignments of others. Your support becomes seed that carries light into dark places. It becomes oil that keeps this lamp burning for someone who is one message away from giving up. This is not casual giving. This is prophetic participation. When you release your seed, heaven records your obedience. When you act without hesitation, provision meets purpose. Let your support mirror the courage you just declared. Stand with this mission. Sow with faith. Move with urgency. And watch how God multiplies what you place in His hands. The door opened. You walked through. And now you are commissioned. Go forward without fear.